What's up, guys? It's your girl, Shebrew Simmer, bringing y'all another video of Lexi's Diaries. I'm so excited about this series. In the first video was her cast, so if you haven't seen her cast video, stop what you're doing, go check that one out. Let me know what you think. Like I said in the first video, her traits are not permanent. Um, this video is basically gonna be her telling her story, y'all getting to know her. The next video, I will have her house built, and we'll be doing a house tour. But for right now, I wanted Lexi to tell y'all her story, and y'all get familiar with Lexi, and we go from there. So Lexi, also known as Alexis Williams, was born to the parents of Rochelle Long and Sean Williams. Her birthday is September the 29th. She was born in 96, so she will be currently 26 years old. Waiting on her Libra birthday. Shout out to all my Libras. What? Anyway, she does have one brother. His name is Sean Jr., and he's 2 years younger than her. Now, for her parents and her brother, y'all will meet them on later on in the series, just not right now. But I wanted to let y'all know who's in her life and who's not in her life. Makes sense? I sure hope so. So, um, also, Sean Jr. goes by Peanut. So if you ever hear me say Peanut, and I'm gonna be talking about Sean Jr. If you ever hear me say Peanut, I'm talking about Junior. Also, he was born on March the 1st in 98, so they're 2 years apart, but they're inseparable. They have a wonderful relationship, and I can't wait to bring him into this LP and just show y'all how they interact, because I do have a sibling. Comment down below and let me know how many siblings you have, and are y'all close or not. Me and my sibling, I have one brother, and we are very, very close. Well, we used to be closer, but now that we're grown, we're kind of not as close. But best believe, baby, I will buck behind that one. Okay. So when Lexi was 10, her parents decided to take a break from the marriage. There was a few things going on inside the marriage, a lot of problems. They couldn't get along, and so Rochelle felt like, okay, we need a break, and I don't want to divorce you. I just want you to kind of go out, re-explore yourself. I'm gonna re-explore myself, and if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. And so that's what they pretty much decided on, which I don't see nothing wrong with that. You know, sometimes you need a break. I know some people, they take a break out their marriage, and then they come back 6, 7 months later, 3 weeks later, and be like, "Oh, I've missed you so much. This was the best choice we've ever made." So sometimes a break is important. Just saying. So during the break, the kids, like Lexi and Sean Peanut, they just couldn't handle it. They tried to go out and visit with their dad, but it wasn't just the same, and eventually it caused a strain upon the relationship. So Senior would try to fix it and make it his best to come by, see the kids, hang out with them. But like I said, just because they were so used to him being there every day, physically, mentally, and then the fact that he was not, just did a whole traumatizing to Lexi, and she had to accept that while dealing with school and everything else that was happening around her. So after 3 years of them being separated, Rochelle and Senior decided, okay, look, we can come to a common ground and be with one another, then let's do it. So they come to an agreement, and they sat the children down, and they told them, look, hey, we're back together. This is what's happening. And of course, you know, your parents get back together. You're ecstatic. You're happy. Lexi was happy, like beyond happy. Peanut, ecstatic, finally got his dad back in the house. He was trying out around that time. He was trying out for basketball tryouts. So you definitely know you need your dad to help you with your layups and your alley hoops. Okay. So, one interesting day after Senior had moved in, Rochelle decided to get up as usual one Sunday morning and get ready to go out and run her errands. So as she normally did every Sunday, she decided to go to the supermarket. And as she was leaving the supermarket, she said, "Well, look, I'm gonna go get me a smoothie from over here from this smoothie place down the road, Smoothie King." Okay. So she went up, and as she was getting out, she walked up, and she seen a lady sitting outside. She spoke to her. She didn't think nothing of it. Cute ladies. She seems friendly. So she spoke. Well, she ordered her smoothie. She walked back outside. She spoke again, told the lady, "You have a good day." Well, the lady stopped Rochelle and was like, "Hey, are you Rochelle Long?" She was like, "Yes, I am." So, long story short, the lady sat down Rochelle and the two began to talk. And so Rochelle wanted to know, how is it that you know my name, but I have no idea who you are? So as time went on and the story began to unfold, come to find out this lady's name was Amber. And Amber was dating Senior during the 3-year break that they were on. And she ended up getting pregnant with a daughter who at the time was 2 years old, because as you know, Rochelle and Senior are back together. So they they're a couple again. All this come crashing down on Rochelle. Like, there's no way, you're lying. He didn't mention a baby. He didn't say nothing about a baby. And Amber's like, look, I wouldn't lie about that, okay? And so, as Rochelle is trying to get up from the table, Amber decides to whip out her cell phone. Now, let me stop y'all here, because as she's whipping out her cell phone, she's also finna tell this bomb shell. This is literally finna, I don't know, in a way, as a woman, when I look at Rochelle and I see what she went through, like, bro, my mind, like, I give her all the props where it's due, because sis, I couldn't have did it. You sat there and you finding out that your husband, well, not your husband, but basically your husband. Y'all wasn't married, but in a way, y'all were. So they looked at it like, okay, this ain't true. So Amber proceeds to tell her, look, Rochelle, sit down, sit down. I need you to see this. And Rochelle sits down, like, pissed off, but she sits down anyway, because she knows at the end of the day, for the sake of my marriage and my children, I got to get through this. I need to know what all has happened. So, long story short, Amber got a whole catalog. You might as well say, like, a catalog of family photos for the last 3 years. This is where Senior has been. Instead of him getting himself together, trying to do right for his family, and fixing the problems that was in his marriage, he decides to start a whole nother family. Now, would I advise this? Hell, look, no. Girl, what? No. Why would you do something like that? So, after the conversation, Rochelle rushes home. She's pissed off, she's hurt, she's crying. She's so confused on just how could he do this, even though they wasn't together. It's just the fact that he coming back. They sat down, they made a truce, and during the truce wasn't nothing said about this daughter. So as Rochelle gets back home, she starts supper. The kids come home. They're excited to come home from their grandmother's house. Hey mom, let's whoop the whoop. They go upstairs later on that night. After everyone's in bed, Rochelle and Senior are left to discuss what Rochelle has found out. That turned into a huge argument, causing Senior to basically flat out deny Amber, as if Amber never existed, and as if her 2-year-old daughter, whose name is Lamaya, y'all will meet her too, he just flat out denied them. Like, they never existed. I don't know who you talking about. For all I know, you're talking to a complete stranger. So, little did he know, Rochelle took some of them photos from Amber's phone just because she felt like Senior would lie to her, and whipped them sapsuckers out, and boy, his mouth dropped to the floor. Should have had somebody to clean that mess up. So, after that night, Rochelle woke up the next morning, got ready for work, and basically told Senior, I'm your wife. I'm here with you. She's your daughter. You need to bring her over, and we need to be a family. Because at the end of the day, I'm not going nowhere. You're my man, and I'm your wife, and we're a family. So, Senior, he kind of, at first, he didn't accept it. I don't want to bring a whole nother child into this relationship. You've never met her. I don't know if her mama like that. I just don't know what to think. So he went to work. A couple weeks go by, and he decided that Rochelle was right. Lamaya needed to meet her other siblings, regardless if they're 13 and 11. She needed to meet them. So they come over. Amber comes over, bringing Lamaya, and that's the adults sit down and pretty much talk, and everything unfolds from there, leaving Lexi and Peanut to a brand new sibling, Lamaya. So we fast forward time to when Lexi was 18 years old. Dad Senior had been getting really sick. They couldn't figure out what was wrong. He wasn't his normal self. And they took him to the doctor, and come to find out he had colon cancer. And after that devastating news, it just rocked the family. Like, they really didn't know what they were going to do. They just got him back prior to the 3 year separation. So, you know, they're looking at it like, okay, I don't know much time we got left with you, Pops, but we're gonna be here and we're gonna douche this out. So Lexi, being Lexi, just couldn't handle the fact that her dad had colon cancer, and she felt like it had came from somewhere. There's something that he consumed. There's something that he had to get his hands on to get this cancer. So she started digging, and she started researching like the foods that they ate and the drinks that they consumed and how much water they would intake and all of these things. And come to find out, she learned that the foods that we eat and the foods that we consume on a daily basis had given her father cancer. And so she brought this information to Rochelle and Peanut, and of course, they didn't want to hear it. They were grieving. They felt like, let it rest, let your father rest, and let's move on. But Lexi couldn't do that. This is a daddy's girl. Like, this is my daddy, man. I want to know what caused this so much pain and so much excruciating to the point that he ended up passing away. And after the death of Senior, that caused her to just overcharge. I'm gonna say overcharge, amp up to the point of I need to know what's in everything I eat. She started a local garden in her neighborhood. Um, and she started dealing with some of the children in the neighborhood and just trying to get them interested in on fruits and vegetables and things of that sort, and why it's good to be a part of nature. So the year before her father passed, he sat them down. He wanted them to know, look here, I need you Lexi being the oldest, I need you and Peanut to get closer to Lamaya. Lamaya is 15 now, due to the fact that my girl's 26, and it's been some year has went by. So Lamaya is 15 now, and when Lexi was 17, her father wanted her to um not when she was 17, but when she was 19, her father wanted her to get closer to Lamaya, seeing how they're both girls and they're his daughters, and he just wanted them to be able to get along with one another, love one another, cherish one another, because as you've seen, Senior didn't live longer, and it broke Lexi's heart, and she had to find ways to cope, and she had to find ways to deal with the pain. So she smokes. Um, she does like to go out, and they're just trying to get over the fact that even though he died when she was 19, it's just the fact that he's it never seems to heal. Yes, mom has moved on, Peanut has moved on, but for Lexi's still trying to figure out what went wrong. Even to this day, she's still trying to figure out new ways to make the food grow, to be more fruitful, um, to be stronger, and what soils work with what. I mean, she's really digging and digging because she wants to know what is the root of my father's illness. Like, basically, in her mind, she's looking for that particular food that he ate. But little does she know, she really won't be able to find that particular food because it can be any type of food he ate. And so she's overworking herself. And I feel like she needs to calm down some. Um, her traits, like I said, I want to touch up on her traits because they're not permanent. So she's creative. She's always been creative. That was one thing that made her set apart from her brother, where he was more um docile. He didn't care about being creative. He didn't care about doing all that. Look, I don't care about art. Whereas my girl here, she loves music. Now they both have a good taste for music. Now he's into more music where she's into art and drawing and painting and things of that sort. So she's smart, as y'all can see, just after trying to learn like what's what and how do you go from here and which foods help here and which vitamins do I need to take. So like what I said, my girl is extremely smart. She's friendly. Even though she does not get along with her sister, and that's just because of the rival between Amber and Rochelle and Senior. And later on in the LP, I plan on having a whole sit down with Lamaya, Peanut, and Lexi, and basically they're gonna all get together and they're gonna fix their problems because Senior said so, and we're going to abide by Senior's promise. This is the only thing he wanted before he passed away, and I feel like Lexi needs to keep up. She's trying to figure out what killed him, but at the same time, you need to hold up to his promise, and that's more important now. She's a child of nature. She loves fishing, gardening, herbalism, so flower arranging, all that good stuff, and that's why I feel like her. We're going to the new word. I cannot tell you off the top of my head what the new word is for cottage living, but that's where we're gonna be. Or we could do the bakery. Like I said, we could be a top shelf bakery. It just depends on what y'all decide. If you do not decide by the time I build the house and get that episode edited and out, then we will be going with my original idea, which I'm extremely excited about. I just hope that y'all will stick along with me, and I'm gonna do my best to stick along with y'all. And that way, if anything pops up along the way in my life outside of Sims and recording, getting these LPs out to you, I will be letting you know. I would not just up and leave you like that, and I'm truly sorry, and I want to apologize again. So, with that being said, I hope y'all enjoyed today's video. Remember to look for part 3, which will be the making of Lexi's house. I'm not really sure what I'm going to go for. I think I'm going to do like a 2-bedroom, 1-bath, small little house, something to start out with. Just simple. I'm not the best builder, and I don't have any CC just because my computer's old, and I rather be able to play with more gameplay, like with more packs, than to be able to have the CC in and the mods in and slow it down. Anytime I put a new mod in the game, I will let you know, and I will put that in the description box, so that way if you don't have this mod, you can always go check that mod out. But with that being said, thank you for watching Lexi's Diaries. Hey, this is Lexi's Diaries, and I can't wait to see you in the next part. With that being said, see y'all in the next one.